Donald Trump held a press conference today at which he was asked about a subject many of us have wondered about. His answer wasn't the only bizarre reply Trump offered. No, there were several more, plus the always reliable Pete Hegseth doing what Hegseth does best, groveling. Stick around to hear examples of why Trump is a dangerous, mentally ill man. Please hit the like button and subscribe for more content. When Donald Trump schedules a press conference, you already know what he's going to say. It's always a combination of lies and hubris. You also know how he'll respond when a reporter from an outlet Trump deems unfriendly asks an excellent question.
Thank you, Mr. President, for the question. Deliberate attacks on civilian infrastructure violate the Geneva Conventions and international law.
Who are you with?
I'm with the New York Times. Zolan from the New York Times. Are you
failing?
Are you concerned?
Circulation way down at the New York Times.
Are you concerned that your threat to bomb power plants and bridges amount to
No, not at all. No, I'm not. I hope I don't have to do it. But again, I just said 47 years they've been negotiating with these people. They're great negotiators, and because they're not going to have a nuclear weapon. And if somebody that takes my place someday is weak and ineffective, which possibly that will happen because we had numerous presidents that were weak, ineffective, and afraid of Iran, we're never going to let Iran have a nuclear weapon. And if you think it's okay for people that are sick of mind, that are tough, smart, and sick, really sick, from a policy standpoint, from a any which way you want to say, mentally, these are disturbed people. If you think I'm going to allow them, and powerful and rich, to have a nuclear weapon, you can tell your friends at the New York Times, not going to happen.
That's Trump's go-to defense mechanism. Instead of answering the question, he tries to insult the journalist who asked it. Another constant throughout this 5-week war is Trump changing his messaging daily. This answer was revealing.
Our messaging on the war has moved from the war is coming to an end to war going to be bombing Iran to the Stone Ages. Right. And we've heard a range of those kind of messages. So which is it? Are you winding this down? Or are you escalating?
I can't tell you. I don't know. I can't tell you. Depends what they do. This is a critical period. They have a period of, till tomorrow at 8 o'clock.
Trump often says things that he doesn't realize put him in a negative light. Admitting he doesn't know if the American military is coming or going reveals what Trump really is, a man with no plan. Another interesting aspect of these press conferences is how foreign journalists often ask questions many American reporters don't. For years, many Americans have wondered about Trump's mental health. Turns out, the rest of the world does too.
President, you called yesterday in your Truth Social, you called the Iranians crazy bastards.
True.
What is your response to critics who say that...
I don't care about critics.
What is your response to critics who say that it is your mental health that should perhaps be examined as this war continues?
I haven't heard that. But if that's the case, you're going to have more people like me, because our country was being ripped off on trade, on everything, for many years until I came along. So if that's the case, you're going to have more people.
More people like Trump? We won't have a country if there are more like Trump. One is bad enough. Look, Trump is a sick man, mentally and physically. During his first term, it was clear how incompetent he was. During his second, he's become downright deranged. What's truly sad is how blindly supportive his sycophants are. First, it was CIA Director John Ratcliffe, who claimed the recent rescue of an American airman in Iran was all thanks to Trump. Then Pete Hegseth said, "Hold my beer."
Make no mistake about it. None of this would have been possible without the courageous leadership and ironclad determination of President Donald J. Trump. From the moment our airmen went down, President Trump made it clear we will leave no one behind. The president demanded rapid, decisive action. He backed our military with the full weight of his resolve, refusing to let enemy propaganda or tactical setbacks deter us. His leadership ensured that every lethal and non-lethal resource was brought to bear, that our forces had the authorities and the support they needed to succeed. When the president says he has the backs of our warfighters, he means it.
Now that doesn't sound like America. It sounds like North Korea or Russia. It spits in the face of what our founding fathers fought for. They didn't want a dictatorship, but that's what we have. We also know how Trump only cares about money. When asked about Iran charging tolls to pass through the Strait of Hormuz, his answer was predictable.
Mr. President, are you allowed to, or are you willing to end this conflict with Iran charging tolls for passage through the strait?
Us charging tolls?
Iran.
What about us charging tolls?
Is that something you're considering?
I'd rather do that than let them have them, right? Why shouldn't we? We're the winner. We won, okay? They are militarily defeated. The only thing they have is the psychology of, oh, we're going to drop a couple of mines in the water, all right? No, we have a concept where we'll charge tolls, okay? I thought you meant us. Your question would have been more accurate if you said us.
Nothing is more obvious than Trump's complete lack of concern for human life. Oh, sure, he'll claim he'd rather not bomb innocent people, but nobody except MAGA believes that. He also doesn't care about the law. If Trump's latest deadline passes without a deal, he warns Iran can say goodbye to those bridges and power plants and lots of people.
You said that very little is off limits in Iran as far as targeting, including power plants, bridges, you've mentioned those.
Very little is off limits.
Are there certain kinds of civilian targets, though? I'm thinking schools
I don't want to tell you that. I don't want to tell you that. We have a plan, because of the power of our military, where every bridge in Iran will be decimated by 12 o'clock tomorrow night, where every power plant in Iran will be out of business, burning, exploding, and never to be used again. I mean, complete demolition by 12 o'clock. And it'll happen over a period of 4 hours if we wanted to. We don't want that to happen. We may even get involved with helping them rebuild their nation. And you know what? If that's the case, the last thing we want to do is start with power plants, which are among the most expensive things, and bridges.
Yeah, Trump's painted himself into a corner once again. If he winds up bombing Iranian infrastructure, he's committing a war crime. If he doesn't, it'll be yet another example of Trump backing down. Now, the first part of the press conference was about the rescued airman in Iran. Now, let's be clear. All Americans should be pleased by the pilot's rescue. But Hegseth again felt it necessary to bring religion into it.
His first message was simple, and it was powerful. He sent a message, God is good. In that moment of isolation and danger, his faith and fighting spirit shone through. You see, shot down on a Friday, Good Friday, hidden in a cave, a crevice, all of Saturday, and rescued on Sunday. Flown out of Iran as the sun was rising on Easter Sunday.
Isn't it ironic? I feel like if Trump or Hegseth got near a Bible, it would burst into flames. Trump's never been in a church, and Hegseth might have stumbled in after a couple drinks. Oh, there was one question at the end that Trump did not want to answer.
Okay, thank you very much, everybody. Thank you.
The one subject that directly affects Americans, and he ignored it. Had the question come from one of those reporters from what Trump deems are friendly outlets, he would have stopped and replied. It would have been nonsense, but he would have answered. Donald Trump is a deeply disturbed individual, unfit to hold the lowest level local office, let alone, and I hate to use this word regarding him, president. Please hit the like button and subscribe for more content.